Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to do a little rant video on the gaming industry finally imploding due to years upon years of absolute torment of one bad game after the other. Now, I'm sure you're aware of the whole scenario going on with Epic Games and Fortnite, where Fortnite itself is practically dying at this point. Epic Games had no choice but to let go of 1,000 staff members, which is fucking huge for a big company like them. But hey ho, people like me saw this shit coming a mile away. I've seen, like, Fortnite is on the brink of death, and to be honest, yeah, this puts a big smile on my face. But not just on that game in particular, but the entire industry as a whole. And I'm going to tell you why that is. So, over the last several years, we have been seeing this industry slowly killing itself by bringing aboard some of the most talentless fucking hacks on the planet, people who lack creativity behind their back, or people who are so politically psychotic they would rather sacrifice a company that they either recently started working for or have worked for nearly 20 to 30 years in order to satisfy their rage, their anger, their misery, right? And a game like Fortnite, on the other hand, was a trend that was willing to die very soon, and this put a big smile on my face, knowing for a fact it's finally happening, because Epic Games, in my honest opinion, even though it's a fucking cruel one, deserves this downfall. They fucking deserve it, because the thing is, Fortnite, at one point, which I will admit, did have an identity. But the amount of crossovers, the amount of contract dealings they've been making with all these big companies was not only costing Epic Games millions of what they were spending, but it was causing the actual fucking player base to go, what even is this game anymore? What is this game supposed to be again? Because it's now became nothing more than just a giant crossover clusterfuck. Not to say that every single crossover game that I've played in my timeline was bad, but the fact of the matter is though is that if you're gonna make a game that's crossing over with multiple different trends, multiple different IPs, multiple celebrities and cartoon characters and so on and so forth, it becomes a mess. It becomes possibly one of the most lazy lack of ideas type of phase like anyone has ever seen. Hell, Call of Duty has been going through that phase for quite a while now. They've been copying the whole fucking Fortnite trope, hoping to God it'll keep the IP alive. Look where it's at now. It's practically at the same phase as what Fortnite has gone through. Vanguard, very similar scenario. Of course, that game didn't last long at all. Concord, Concord scenario is slightly different because it's based around fucking chubby chasers who want to satisfy their insecurities. As the same thing goes with the fucking Marathon reboot, which of course that's already on the brink of death as it is anyway. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that the second video game crash that we're seeing in real time is gone out of its way to practically show itself that it is 1,000 times worse than the first video game crash as what Atari went through, right? Atari's scenario looks like fucking child's play compared to what is going on in modern day, because it's not just happening with one company now, it's happening with multiple companies who try to literally suck out the fun, suck out the energy, the money, everything in between when it comes to their player base. It's not fair on both sides, because there used to be a time where video games had a balance, right? And I'll give you the last time we had that. We had this sort of balance that made the industry fun, right? Let's go back to the 2000s, right? Especially the late 2000s when online functionality was starting to come into play, right? During that time period, there was a balance between offline and online functionality. There was no one or the other, and that's what kept these games alive, right? And considering my previous video that I made about Gen Z going back to using old tech, or analog tech for that matter, really shows how much deep shit these industries have become. And a company like Epic Games have seemed to have forgotten what put them on the map. And I'll tell you exactly what put them on the map and what made them successful. Look what's on screen right now. Look what's on screen right now. Unreal fucking Tournament. One of the very few games that made me fall in love with Epic Games way back in the day, right? The amount of sequels, spin-offs, made this franchise so fucking awesome. And it's also the same fucking franchise that put their fucking engine on the map. The Unreal Engine, right? It wasn't just Gears of War that made me love them all over again. It was this game right from the very beginning, back in the 90s, when shit was at its peak, right? And the fact that you have a video game legend like John Romero, mind you, the same John Romero who worked on Doom 1 and 2, is now coming out the woodworks and saying, yeah, things are getting bad, and the crash is practically emerging as we speak in real time. Like if you have someone like that warning us that the industry is going to implode, which, to be honest here, it fucking needs to, then yeah, we need to be prepared. And and people like me have prepared ourselves. Why do you think I keep on mentioning about the fact that I've bought retro consoles, plug-and-play emulators, to keep myself entertained? I don't want to be bled dry over the whole scenario of buying a game or downloading a free-to-play game that's essentially turned into a fucking temporary license that's going to expire in real time. To be more exact on the whole scenario of live service games being basically a fucking license, right? You don't like it all revolves back to the fact that you will own nothing and be happy phase. That's essentially what this is all over again. You don't own this game, you don't own that game, whether you bought the game or if it was available free to download. You are wasting your fucking time on it. There's just no fucking point. Because I want to ask all of you one simple question, right? Why should I waste almost $100 on a game like let's say GTA 6, for example, which, if I'm gonna be honest with you, isn't gonna be worth my fucking time anyway, right? Why should I waste my money on $100 on one game, whilst I can spend that same amount of money on a plug-and-play console that contains thousands upon thousands of games built into it, with strong hardware that'll help it run as smooth as possible, right? Why do you think people like myself have gone back to retro tech? Because again, we own that shit. We can actually live free and be happy. We don't have to suffer through big corpos or globalist elites who are at the top of the fucking food chain, who are trying their damnedest to push this shit. And people like me are saying, no, fuck this shit. And I'm actually fucking glad that an industry that I've adored since I was fucking 3 years old is finally dying. Because the thing is, I've mentioned this before and I'll say it again, it's like a sick dog. You have to put it down. I'm sorry. The gaming industry, as well as other big tech corpos, have gotten far too big for their bridges, and look where it's fucking leading them, right? You have thousands of staff members being laid off, a bunch of IPs being sold off to keep the company afloat. A bunch of companies are now going independent because they know the crash is coming. They know everything else is going to implode, and they do not want to be affected by that. And again, I don't blame those individuals for going independent, right? I really fucking don't. And the fact that you have Epic Games, right? A company that's been around for God knows how fucking long, right? These guys at one point used to be pioneers of the gaming industry. Look at them now. They are a shallow husk of their former selves because they've relied on one fucking game to keep them alive. That is one of the most dangerous fucking things you could possibly do. And it's not just it's not just software itself that's imploding, it's hardware as well, because recent news has already has broken out that that Nintendo is cutting back developments on the actual Switch 2 hardware. The PS5 is increasing their increasing the prices on their hardware, and also the fact that they teamed up with some of the most shady ass fucking companies to do this whole, like, you know, leash temporary contract purchase deals where you have to pay like $10 or $15 a month on a PS5, and then you'll be forced to fucking send it back. Even though I know for a fact that someone's gonna fucking argue, oh but Lewis, renting shit's been around for a fucking long time. Yes, but not to this fucking extent. When it came to Blockbuster, you actually understood what type of thing you were going to get. You understood what type of entertainment you were going to buy. That right there was a marketing tactic that both sides could resonate. But with something like adding a lease on the PS5, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get, because there's nothing to it. It's literally just microchips and hardware. You don't even know what you're going to buy, like, down the line, despite the fact that that particular game that you might have been interested in is probably been wiped off the digital marketplace. And this is why anything digital has to fucking stop. Because remember, people, once you buy anything digitally, you don't own it. You don't fucking own it. You are just paying for a license that's going to expire in the next few years. And speaking of those next few years, or possibly 2 years down the line, for that matter, a game like Fortnite is going to come to its end. And when it does, oh boy, I'm gonna be laughing my arse off knowing for a fact that a bunch of kids are crying their fucking eyes out that they cannot, and I mean they cannot, save this industry from imploding in on itself. And my god, it's gonna be fucking beautiful. And I mean, it's gonna be absolutely beautiful. And yes, I will be making a meme on that shit in the near future. Okay, guys, that's all I have time for, so don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what are your thoughts on the whole scenario regarding the game industry collapsing, and obviously, you know, a game like Fortnite on its last legs. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys? Peace out.